Hello and welcome to tonight's Ghostly Tale. Tonight's Tale is a bit further than the northeast. It's in fact in Scotland. It's from Edinburgh. I've been to Edinburgh many times, and there's plenty of things to do if you've got interest in the paranormal. There's a lot of tours. There's a lot of places to see. It is a great place to go. Um, there is, like I say, a lot of tours to go on, and one of the tours is the Meerkats tour. And the Meerkats tour takes you around the city and then into the South Bridge vaults. You can also do investigations in the vaults at a extra charge, which myself and Twilight Worlds have done a few times, and they are quite good. One of the stories from the South Bridge vaults is of Mr. Boots. Now, the vaults at one time was supposed to be where the merchants used to store the valuables like the wine, tobacco, and stuff like that. There was also shops down there, um, all range of shops and that, and some also illegal vices. Then over time, as the merchants moved out of the place, homeless people moved in, and a small underground town was formed. The the history of Mr. Boots is not really known. He It is not. It was said he's either somebody who owned some of the buildings down there, or he was a security guard for one of the merchants looking over the stuff. It is also said he could have well been a body snatcher, and he used to hide his bodies in the place. Now, Mr. Boots, he is supposed to wander around the vaults, and many people who've been in the vaults have had strange experiences of feeling unease as though being watched or seen a tall figure coming towards them. It also said that there is spirits of children down in the vaults, and they would run away from Mister Boots. He was not, or it was said to be not a very nice character, and could get violent. And as I said before, people who've been down there have had experiences. Now, a few years ago, we were down and doing an investigation with another group, a couple of groups from Scotland, and in one of the groups there was a man there who invented or had made this his creation. It was sort of like an EMF meter with crystals and that added, and it was supposed to pick up extra evidence of ghostly activity. Uh, I had a go of using it and going around. The lights, things lit up and shone, which was quite good. But then halfway around, something very strange happened to me. Um, we'd been split into a couple of groups, and uh, me, me and a couple of others were walking around when somebody from another group came in all excited. He had gotten a photo. What he said was of a shadow in one of the passageways. I didn't see the picture as first, but the most unusual feeling came over me. And the feeling, all I can say was, I felt total and utter fear, but the fear was not mine. It was as though I was feeling somebody else's fear. It's the most unusual thing I've ever felt. And as this lad brought the photo towards us to see, that feeling of fear built even more. But again, it was not my fear. I was feeling somebody else's fear. I saw the photo and looked at it, and yes, there was a bit of a shadow. It could have been something, it could mean nothing. But what got me was that feeling I had. I wasn't scared. There was no problem with it. I carried on walking around in the group and by myself. But it was just that initial feeling of fear, which, again, like I say, that was not mine. Now, only thing I can think of, which is an explanation, is Mr. Boots was supposed to be a big person, and he used to terrorize other people. Uh, and he especially used to like to terrorize children. Now, I was on that night the biggest person in the place, standing at 6'2" and 20 stone. I was the biggest person in the place. And did the child who was feeling fear hide behind me, using me as a shield against Mr. Boots? I'm not psychic. It's just something I've thought it may have well been, but it it is worth thinking about. So if you ever do go to Edinburgh, I do recommend you go on some of the tours. They are real good. Meerkats, Mary King's Close is a good place to go, but there is spooks and haunting places all around the place. And if you do get a chance to go in the South Bridge Vaults, it is worthwhile a look. But like I say, be careful, as you might well see Mr. Boots.